The following announcement has been paid for by the New World Order.
You want answers! I want the truth! You can't handle the truth!
Y'all ready for this?
And now, coming to you live from MainEventMadness.com and brought to you by Spreaker, it's Main Event Madness. Our wrestling, your sports, simply madness. And on that note, here's your hosts, Al Merriman and John Curry.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, this is another awesome episode of Main Event Madness with your host, Alfonso Merriman, and my partner in crime, Mr. John Curry. How the hell are you on this beautiful, beautiful hump day?
Well, it's not exactly beautiful here. It's cold, it's dreary, it's cloudy, it's damp, it's disgusting, and all more reasons why I want to move to Florida next year.
There you go, man. I mean, that is very depressing to hear, to say the least. I don't know what the exact temperature is here, but I'll say this. The temperature here in Miami is beautiful. It's amazing.
You know what?
There's not a cloud in the sky right now.
Let's make some history. How about that?
Make some history?
We're going to go with Main Event Madness Weather, brought to you by the Weather Channel.
Oh, here we go. All right, John Curry, your meteorologist for the day for the first time ever. Let's see how he brings you this report.
Well, currently right now in Hialeah, Florida, it is 83 degrees under partly cloudy skies. Feels like 85 degrees outside with winds coming out of the east-southeast at 9 miles per hour. And I'm doing pretty good at this, actually.
That is pretty impressive.
Looking at a high temperature of about 83 degrees today. Mostly sunny skies, and then sunny weather going straight through the weekend with temperatures going into the mid-70s by the end of the weekend. I didn't do too bad on that.
As a matter of fact, you did great because this was off script, so kudos, my friend.
Meanwhile, right now in Auburn, New York, it is cloudy, 54 degrees, after it was beautiful, 75, 80 degrees yesterday, and it's only the beginning. 54 degrees and cloudy today, cloudy with some sun tomorrow, 48 rain over the weekend, or going into the weekend, 50 degrees on Friday, 42 on Saturday, and looking at 41 closing out the weekend, partly cloudy. So yes, the abysmal, drizzle, beep. But, Al, as you mentioned, you know what today is, right?
Oh, yes, I do.
Get happy. Yeah.
Well, let me tell you, folks, it is a beautiful hump day after a beautiful week of sports and entertainment, wrestling, NFL, the NBA. What a weekend we've had of sports, man. And it's been absolutely unbelievable. I didn't even know what to watch last night, put it that way. It was hard to watch things because we were so busy, John and I, doing so much for the show, which is great. We love it. One thing I want to say is that I got a new headset, a new microphone. I was recommended by Mr. Wayne Daly of Wrestling-News.net, so I'm excited to enhance the show, and it should be a little bit different today with the quality of my voice. Hopefully it won't sound like I'm screaming at you guys as much anymore.
Well, you sound like you're screaming at us anyway. But
sure, John's happy about that.
You sound like you're screaming at us anyway, but that's beside the point. So, do you want to kick the show off by announcing or revealing our announcement, I should say.
No, we could do that. Announcing our announcement.
Revealing our announcement that we were promoting on Twitter.
Oh, let's keep them thinking. Let's keep them thinking. I don't know which announcement you're talking about because we got so many great things going on right now.
The one you told me about.
Oh, okay, yeah. Let's just keep them. Let's do the ultimate troll, and we'll reveal it a little bit later. But this episode, we have DDPYoga Instructor, DDPYoga Master, his incredible story about his journey within the last 1 year. I mean, within this last 12 months, and not even because it's January 2015 will make official year of his business, he has been able to leave his day job, and he's a full-time DDP yoga master, yoga instructor. He's going to help me out. He's awesome. His DDP, one of the first instructors, if not the first, I believe. And in the past year and a half, I mean, you're going to hear his incredible journey later on in this episode. And I'm telling you, this is what I love about our show. We tell you folks, we have our guests on, and they tell these stories, and we just sit back and listen, and their journeys are just unbelievable. And what we have for you next week with Ezekiel Jackson, you guys are not going to want to miss that either. So Matt Hancock is going to be on a little bit later on. We have a special announcement, and we're going to give you a little bit of a teaser here. This announcement impacts the show directly. We're going to have somebody contributing to the show monthly, once a month, and an awesome segment. We have a new working relationship with somebody very special and dear to me.
And he is a Wrestling 365 alumni.
Wrestling 365 alumni and FOW alumni.
See, there you go.
We've known him for a really long time, and he's always been a dear friend of the show, especially myself. So I'm excited about it, to say the least.
The thing is, though, when we get to Matt Hancock in a little bit, listener discretion is highly advised.
Yeah,
if you're offended easily, not anything bad, but if you don't want to hear a couple F-bombs or something like that. His favorite word happens to be crap, but not crap, but
the better version of crap.
Yeah, pretty much. So if you don't like foul language, I suggest you skip the interview. But you know what? With hearing that there's some foul language in it, just take in stride the fact that it is an awesome story, especially listening to his journey about how he used DDP yoga and how he got to where he is today. So
I
definitely want to keep that in mind when you're
so many lives. And he was a wrestling fan, and he was a wrestler, which independent wrestler for a couple of years, which I was shocked by, which was pretty cool. So he loves wrestling. He loves DDP's yoga. Great friends with DDP, and I'm telling you, it's an awesome story. So we look forward to that. And getting back to what an amazing weekend of sports we've had. We've had some bad news come out last night, and we're going to discuss that a little bit later on about our.
I was very depressed about this because the storyline he was hoping to see officially will not happen. So,
So we'll be discussing that later on, and then we're talking about Daniel Bryan. We got some NBA early predictions coming up, our Survivor Series breakdown. We're going to talk about the Hell in the Cell and what an amazing there's a lot of stories we're going to cover today. Also, the NFL. We're going to
guys. You guys aren't going to want to go anywhere.
Yeah, definitely. You guys know we're going to give you our NFL halfway point report cards. By the way, I give my Miami Dolphins a B+. No, I'm just playing.
Don't even get me started. And I'm not talking about your Dolphins. You know exactly what I'm talking about. Don't even get me started. You'll get
the violin is coming out. Don't worry, I got it here to play it later.
But all right, guys. So before we get into this, we're going to take a quick commercial break, and when we get back, we got our top story of the day, which is Daniel Bryan. And then we got the World Series coming up, so don't miss. And like we said, Matt Hancock coming up at the top of the hour right here on Main Event Madness.
There will be no stopping. When you go harder than somebody, man. This right here is domination.
That's right, domination. Coming to Main Event Madness next week is former WWE superstar Ezekiel Jackson, or as he's known in Lucha Underground, Big Rick. Don't miss an exclusive interview with Big Rick next week, right here on Main Event Madness. Looking for more than your average wrestling website? Looking for the fastest growing wrestling news site on the internet today? With quality news, results, and more. Wrestling News Report has everything you'd want in a wrestling website. Al Merriman has you covered with the latest and biggest stories of the day from all around the world of pro wrestling. Check them out today, WrestlingNewsReport.com. All right, folks, we're back here on Main Event Madness. I think Mr. Merriman is dozing off a little bit, it seems like.
Yeah, I was literally following Steve there. No, we got to pay some of the bills. And we want to let you know we have Ezekiel Jackson next week with an awesome interview. And my friend John is awesome at putting these commercials together. And we'll have the announcement later on. All right, guys, let's get right into it. We got a whole lot to show in a short period of time. We're being brought to you live by Spreaker.com/Main Event Madness. Still, right? Main Event Madness is good on that URL. But even more importantly, we are housed at maineventmadness.com. And subsidiary to that, we're on wrestling-news.net, and we are auto-playing now on wrestlingnewsreport.com as well. So check us out there live wherever you're listening. Let us know. But if you want to interact with us, we do have a couple Twitter handles, which I am tweeting live right now, is twitter.com/AlME Madness. So Me Madness. I love doing that because it's hilarious. And then we got John MEM Radio. That's his Twitter handle. So please feel free to discuss, talk, and go crazy with us and enjoy the show with us live here.
It's a little bit late, but as far as getting into our top story, can I play this?
Go ahead.
This is a breaking news alert brought to you by wrestling-news.net. I used that one because Wayne technically was the one who gave us the heads up. That, and I don't have the updated one on here, so sorry about that. But, are you there?
Yeah, I thought you were going to keep on. You said bottom.
Oh, sorry. But I was kind of passing it back over to you.
All right, sounds good. So just breaking news. If you guys haven't heard it, as of last night, it is early today. Daniel Bryan, things are not looking as good as expected, as he is looking to have another set of surgery, which was announced last night during WWE SmackDown. Now, I don't know if WWE has made it informed it on WWE.com, which I am going to check it out. But it's sad because I've been going to Daniel Bryan's Twitter handle to kind of see if he has any statements or anything like that about the new news that came out that he is going to have surgery. The only thing that was posted was 22 hours ago. And this is why I feel it's important that I'm bringing this up, because this is right before they made the announcement. He posts this. My hotel room is directly across the street from Levi Stadium, home of WrestleMania 31. Seeing it, it's only helping me motivate myself to get back. And he says, seeing it makes me more motivated than ever to get healthy in time to be there wrestling. And then a couple of hours later, I mean, the picture is where, they're going to host this year's WrestleMania. A couple hours later, it comes out that, you need another surgery. And WWE mentioned it, and it just doesn't look like, it's going to happen. And what I found kind of strange here, John, and I haven't been able to, what kind of day I had dinner at 11 o'clock last night. That's the kind of day I had. It says that Big Show was the one that broke the news.
Yeah, he was probably the top babyface there. That's probably why. Because Cena doesn't work Cena don't work SmackDown.
Well, he does every once in a while just to lead off. I mean, but no, I understand some of them he doesn't show up. But don't you find that kind of strange that he's the one that gave this update?
Why couldn't Brie Bella do it when it's her husband?
There's a couple of things there. It just doesn't add up. It doesn't make sense that Big Show is the one saying that he's. This is exactly what happened, and I'm guessing it's going to show live. And I don't care if you guys think it's a spoiler. This is more than being a spoiler. It's the help of Daniel Bryan.
Alert.
So as Wayne Daly reported, and I'm going to read this just for you guys that haven't heard it. WWE superstar The Big Show opened tonight's WWE SmackDown tapings, which was last night, at the Toyota Center in Houston, Texas, and led the fans on a yes chant before informing them that the video will be sent. To Daniel Bryan, as Bryan will be undergoing further surgery to fix his long-standing injury. As of this writing, the eternal expectation is that Bryan should be back in action some point after WrestleMania 31 pay-per-view. I'm going to tell you this. I mean, I hope to God this is what I want to happen. I'm hoping that they're swerving the fans.
I was just going to ask you about that.
I'm hoping that it's all a work. This is kind of weird that they're saying it this way. Because normally when the superstar really has a surgery, like you've seen like with Roman Reigns, they kind of post it on their website. And there's nothing on there like that. Why would they make it a part of the show?
I mean, unless they're waiting until SmackDown airs, because sometimes they try to pretend that SmackDown's live. Other times, like for some godforsaken reason, when there's a new world champion, they have to do a battle royal or something. They reveal that on the website before the show airs. But I don't know if it's with something like this, they want to wait until SmackDown airs, pretend to be live or what. But
you see, it's just something smells fishy, and I hope that I'm right. In this case, I don't want Daniel Bryan to have another surgery. Imagine Daniel Bryan ends up being the mystery guest at Survivor Series, because there's so many question marks on who's going to be on what team. Imagine there's a mystery partner for John Cena, and at the end there's Daniel Bryan, and they're planting the seed as of this SmackDown that, hey, he's not going to be back till after WrestleMania. It's going to swerve the fans. You're going to have a moment like when The Rock returned, Mick Foley returned, and a little kind of like Ryback when he returned on Monday Night Raw. The three of them were surprises, and they kept it pretty hush-hush. Even though we know Ryback was backstage at the was backstage at the pay-per-view, and we knew that he was back there. We didn't know he was going to come out. So maybe they're using this to swerve their fans. I hope so. If not, I feel so bad for Daniel Bryan after busting his butt off for so many years to have to go through another surgery. What is your take on this, John?
My take, number 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Who's number 30 going to be in the 2015 Royal Rumble?
Okay, I was trying to figure out where you're going with that.
It kind of reminds me of when Cena got hurt, like 10 years ago. And they said they went out of their way to say Cena will miss anywhere from 6 months to a year, and then here he is 3.5 months later. And
that wasn't 10 years ago.
That was almost 10 years ago.
I thought that was the last time it happened when I was at Hell in a Cell and he defeated
this is when he
the champion.
No, when he tore his pec.
Huh? Yeah, but they said he was going to be out longer than he was.
Yeah, they tend to do that with Cena. Whoops.
My gut's telling me it's a work, and I want it to be a work. I think that's my problem. I feel... Look, man, in sports, I love sports. I love sports entertainment. I love wrestling. I love watching football games, but I cringe when I see any football player, any basketball player. I don't care if it's a Miami Heat versus the Knicks and Carmelo Anthony goes on. I hate Anthony, but if he gets injured like he did, like Paul George did, it sucks, and I feel bad for them. And it sucks. It's just a part of sports. I mean, it is what it is. So if it's true, I mean, it makes you sad, and I hope they're swerving the fans. I really do. I mean, that's my only thread of hope. Because if not, this could be a serious problem if he's not getting that strength in his arm. You know, and it could potentially be career-ending. And that's what scares me, and I feel bad for him if that does end up happening.
Yeah, I don't know. It sucks to see Bryan not go out, especially at a time when WWE needs some credible faces on the roster. You know, I guess, with Ryback coming back, and what a return that was for Ryback, too.
I couldn't believe it. You know what? I marked out. And I couldn't believe it. I can't believe how excited I was when he came out. I never thought that was going to happen. Because he's just freaking this guy. I don't know. I was just shocked. And the crowds, the crowd there was on fire the whole night too.
I believe I might have an audio clip if you would like it, sir.
Oh yeah, let's give it to the fans.
Come on, I'm right here. Believe. Give me anybody.
It's like Nolan Ryan or Earl Campbell in Texas boat. Oh my!
Wake up!
His opponent from Las Vegas, weighing in at 291 pounds, Ryback!
Bo, this would be an excellent time for you to become a missing person. The big guy. Bo said anybody. He didn't say Ryback. Now be careful what you wish for. Look at this. That's not anybody. That's some big Neanderthal that might eat him. The 300-pound human wrecking ball. For the sake of inspiration, they don't need to start this match. Get out of there, Bo. The Feed Me More chants ringing through the AT&T Center.
That last part was the best part, man. That reaction he got. Holy crap.
It wasn't. I was impressed by it. I don't know what it is about that Feed Me More, but everybody loves it.
It picked right back up where he left off. It's been a year and a half.
Isn't that crazy, John? I didn't expect that.
No,
I expected to get some cheers, but that was the
arena.
And what did I tell you guys? I've been like, imagine if you're him. He must have been on cloud freaking 9 on Monday Night Raw.
Goosebumps the size of the Alps on him. I mean, oh my God.
It was simply amazing. I mean, it was. I felt happy for him. I mean, talking about guys getting injured and coming back and whatnot. That's awesome. I kind of feel bad for Curtis Axel. Curtis Axel had a dark match last night. So look at what they think about Axel. I mean, Mr. Perfect Son is not that perfect.
No, he can go away. Ryback, on the other hand, if that's not a shot of adrenaline for the roster, I don't know what is. Because if you can have Ryback be the same dominant face and loved face and popular good guy that he was, I mean, you got Daniel Bryan back, in a sense. It's not Daniel Bryan, but you have who Daniel Bryan's spot was before he came along.
Yeah, and the thing with Ryback, he's got that catchy saying like Daniel Bryan. I see where you try to make a comparison. It's hard to compare to both of them.
Right.
They're both on different stratospheres. But it was remarkable for somebody that wasn't really that relevant for some time with Curtis Axel, where they were in a tag team division, not winning, not doing
you can
their
make the
thing.
argument he wasn't relevant
he came back to a huge pop.
You could even make the argument he wasn't relevant all year. He hasn't been relevant since his feud with CM Punk. And that was over a year ago.
I agree. It's really awesome for him, and I think it gives just another face out there. I mean, if he keeps on getting that reaction from the crowd, there's no telling where he could end up on this roster.
Exactly.
This roster's. Let me tell you, you keep on saying there's a lack of faces, but the guys stepping up like Seth Rollins, Dean Ambrose, Bray Wyatt, these are pretty damn good right now. Considering the fact that the roster's so depleted right now, and John, I want to bring this up. And when the Shield broke up, I was so pissed.
I know
I was upset.
As evident, by the way, you can visit blogtalkradio.com/365 network and check out Al's reaction. Actually,
I want to call John out. Whenever we get these archives up, which will be in a couple weeks, it'll be all on maineventmadness.com. But meanwhile, go to Blog Talk Radio. Let me tell you, you know how I felt about it, John, and I felt like that until a couple weeks ago. But on Sunday night, I don't know how it happened, but them splitting up ended up being a good thing, and I hate to say that, but them splitting up now ended up being a good thing just because, and they got lucky it became a good thing because of the way all these injuries happen. And the way the roster's panning out. So, I don't know if they foresaw the future, but they got pretty damn lucky because I was upset about the Shield splitting up. But now it makes sense that it came together at the perfect time, I think. Makes sense?
Do you think this is a perfect time for them to turn Cena or Sheamus?
No, not yet. I mean, I'm sick of John Cena, so it's one of those things that I can't really stand the guy anymore.
With the rumors that you're going to have Randy Orton turning babyface also, now you've got Cena. Orton.
No, not rumors. He's
oh,
babyface.
Yeah, he is, yeah.
After Monday Night Raw, this man is babyface.
You got Cena, you got Orton, you got Ryback, you got Dean Ambrose. And then when they're back, you got Roman Reigns and you got Daniel Bryan. So you got 6 huge and Sheamus, so that'd be 7 huge baby faces. To who do you got for heels? You got Seth Rollins, Kane, Rusev, Mark Henry,
The Miz,
Brock Lesnar when he's there, Batista when he's there. I mean, that's pretty much it. I mean, had they not turned Randy Orton, they would have a perfect balance right now. But they need to turn either Cena or Sheamus. They kind of need to balance it out a little bit. Think about how fresh Cena's feuds would be if they turned him heel.
We've talked about it a few times. I think it would be interesting to see a John Cena heel. I mean, I think we all agree. But it's one of those things I really don't think is best for business, and I'm going to stick to it. It just is not. Maybe if it was in a world where the company was still private and not a public company, it would work. But Vince McMahon cannot go to the board, to his board and his stockholders and say, hey, we're turning this man, John Cena, the face of our company that makes $1 million Make-A-Wish dreams come true a year. They're going to freak out. The problem is that Vince McMahon doesn't only worry about his product and what he wants to do with the company. He has these stockholders, which has brought him to become a billionaire twice over. So it's something that it's a sensitive topic, and until you find a guy that could...
You have several of them right now that collectively could make up for Cena. You got Ryback, Roman Reigns, Dean Ambrose, Daniel Bryan. These guys could easily make up for Cena.
And I understand that 10 guys could probably make up one Cena, but until Vince McMahon knows that I got the next John Cena, he won't make a move. He needs to definitely know that this man, Joe Schmo number 2, whether it be Seth Rollins, Dean Ambrose, whoever the hell it is, can sell as many tickets as John Cena, can sell as much merchandise as John Cena.
I think sooner or later they need to try to pull the trigger and they need to, experiment with somebody.
And they're doing that. I'm going to tell you right now, I'm one to knock the product down when I need to knock it down, and I think they've done some improvement.
Well, I'm not saying the product's bad. It's not. But, I mean, as far as giving the reins to somebody, no pun intended, and trying to tell them, look, we're going to build behind you, because we got to be realistic here. Cena's 36, 37 years old. He's got maybe 2, 3, 4 more years, if that, as an active wrestler.
I'll tell you this. John Cena, to me, is the next Ric Flair. He's never going to go away.
I
hate to say that.
I don't want to see him in his 60s.
Yeah, he's going to be a 30-time World Heavyweight Champion when it's said and done.
I could see him being 20. I'm dead serious. I could see him being 20.
That's more realistic.
But, the way that they just started mentioning about Cena chasing history, I wonder if that's going to be like a long, drawn-out storyline for Cena that they're going to keep trying to build to it and build to it. Can Cena finally get the 16th championship? Can he finally get it? I mean,
let me tell you this. I think that, I got a lot on that topic, but it ties in with the Hell in the Cell, and I know we're going to talk about that later.
Yeah.
And I agree with you in this aspect, but I don't know if we should go on to the World Series and give them a teaser that John Cena will talk about him a little bit more later on the episode.
That's fine by me.
All right, let's get into some incredible, and this is why I love our format. We love wrestling, and our show is all about wrestling for the most part, but we get to talk a little bit about our other sports. And a lot of people may be talking smack about Major League Baseball and the World Series and the playoffs, and oh my God, they have a wild card game, and what is that about? And you know what? This has been one of the best World Series I've seen in a long damn time. And it's been one of the most interesting series. I've been able to catch a little bit of every single game. And oh my God, the passion, the crowd, the San Francisco Giants crowd, the Kansas City Royals, their stadiums are packed. The passion, it's bringing me back to the old days of baseball. And I loved it. And I've been loving it. And tonight is Game 7 of the World Series. And let me tell you the scores. This has been one of the strangest.
Absolutely.
Game
been
1,
one close
San
game.
Francisco wins in Kansas City 7-1. Game 2, they flip-flop. Kansas City defeats San Francisco 7-2 in Kansas City. Game 3 heads over to San Francisco. Kansas City went. Oh no, I'm sorry. Game 3 was still.
Game 3.
No, game 3 went back over there. I'm sorry, you're right. Kansas City defeats San Francisco. Like, oh man, it's 3-2. Then it goes back to these crazy numbers again. Game 4 in San Fran, 11-4 Kansas City. Game 5.
No, game 4 is 11-4 San Fran over Kansas.
San Francisco. I'm sorry. So that Game 5, San Francisco 5-0.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, oh man.
And that's when a lot of people were like, "Oh man, here we go. The nails in the coffin now."
Nah, that's how I felt too. I was like, okay, it might be over.
Mm-hmm.
Game 6,
Killed
Kansas City 10-0. What the hell? I don't remember the last time there was back-to-back no hits for it. I don't remember the last time. I would have to go into the history books. That nobody scored on either team and they traded like that. I don't remember the last time that ever happened.
Not too many World Series in recent memory had as many blowouts.
Yeah, it's crazy, right? Unbelievable, and so many exchanges. Now we're at Game 7 tonight. I mean, I can't wait. It's 8 p.m. Eastern time. I've been picking Kansas City because I want that underdog team, and I think you big over San Francisco.
I have been.
But man, let me tell you, it's so strange about the Kansas City Royals that out of nowhere they'll go on a run. Like I believe last night's game it was in the second inning. They scored 7 runs. And I forgot which game it was. I think it was game number 2 that they won like on a 6th run on the 6th inning, 7 runs. And it was one of those games that I was like, oh my God, this is. I think it was game 2, where they just went on a hell of a run and 1 inning that they just kept on scoring and scoring. It's just been a real crazy World Series. Tonight is a big game, Game 7. This is what not only the fans wish for, the owners love it because they're making millions off of us. So congratulations to both sides of the spectrum there. What is your prediction for tonight's Game 6?
See, tonight's going to be interesting.
Or 7, I'm sorry.
Tonight's going to be interesting because you got statistically the greatest pitcher in World Series history in Madison Bumgarner just waiting in the wings in the bullpen for San Francisco. Never made a relief appearance before in his entire Major League career. But I don't know. They got 2 aging pitchers going both sides. You got Jeremy Guthrie going for the Royals, and you got Tim Hudson going for the Giants. And Guthrie's record's a little bit better. So on that, I kind of want to give the edge to the Royals. But like I said, Bumgarner's waiting in the wings. Hudson starts to struggle. I mean, I can't imagine that Bruce Bochy's going to wait too long before he says, all right, you know what? You're out. Let's go get Bumgarner. And I guess Bumgarner actually wanted to start, but he didn't want to start him. And,
that might be a good decision on the coaching staff, there, man. You know.
Mm-hmm. Plus, they got a wild card in their bullpen as well, Tim Lincecum.
It's so hard for me to predict this game just because of the way the series has been going. Both teams have proven that they can win away. You know what I mean? So I want the storybook ending, and I really don't know which way it's going to go. That's my honest opinion.
The Giants are the first dynasty since my New York Yankees. They will be. They're cementing themselves tonight. The Giants will be the first dynasty since my Yankees to win 3 out of 5 World Championships.
Well, you keep on dreaming on that because I'm going to take my Kansas City Royals, and I love.
Well, they have. If they win tonight, they'll have won 3 of the last 5 World Championships.
And I understand, just like the Miami Heat, we're dynasties too. I mean, it's awesome.
God, different sports. We're bringing up the damn Miami Heat.
God. 2015 Sleeper Team of the Year. You're Miami Heat. Everybody hates, and we're going to ride it all the way through. Anyways, you see how I love to bring everything back to reality?
Oh, nobody hates the
Kansas
Heat
City will win this year.
Nobody hates the Heat anymore. LeBron's gone.
Yeah, everybody. Oh no, I was gonna say everybody hates Cleveland, but now everybody loves him for some reason. It's just unbelievable. I'm not gonna go on that rant again. I did it with Jim Barcelona last week. We don't have to do that again. It's just funny. It's funny as hell. So Game 7 of the World Series is tonight. I believe it's I don't remember what channel it is. I think it's on Fox. It's on Fox. It's on Fox, folks. So if you wanted to check that out, we only tell you because it is an amazing World Series. It's Game 7. If you love sports, man, check it out. It's been one hell of a series thus far. Are you going to be able to catch any of it tonight?
I get out at 10. Actually, it's kind of funny. My boss literally just texted me asking me to come in early. But,
tell him you go in early if you can leave early to see Game 7 of the World Series, and you got a deal.
That's a good question. I'm going to ask him that right now.
There you go. All right, live radio. This is Main Event Madness. We got a hell of a show still coming up. We got an awesome interview with Mr. Matt Hancock. Who the hell is that gentleman? Well, he is a DDP Yoga Master Instructor. His story's unbelievable. His journey to become who he is today. You must hear it. That's coming up here at the 12 o'clock hour, I believe, if I'm not incorrect on saying so myself. And I mean, it's a great story. He was actually an independent wrestler at the beginning, and I didn't even know that. That's pretty awesome. He wrestled a little. It's just an awesome. I don't want to give the whole thing away, but it is an awesome interview, and be sure to check it out. We're going to have that live here in a couple of minutes here, and let's continue going on. We have a bunch of more stories to hit up today, and there's stuff about TNA striking gold, which I guess we're going to talk about that later on.
You already know what that is.
I don't know what TNA might be striking dirt, but I mean, I don't know what you're talking about. And we already covered the World Series here. We're going to give our NFL halfway point report cards.
I kind of wish I saw this before we moved on topics.
What happened?
You want a interesting thing to kind of go in the favor of Kansas City? No road team has won the Game 7 of the World Series since the 1979 Pittsburgh Pirates.
Here we go. You know, I hate that type of stuff.
35 years since a road team has won Game 7 of the World Series.
That's an ESPN stat, right?
No, it's on MLB.com.
MLB.com. It's sports, guys. You know what I mean? Like, anything can happen, dude. It could be one bad hit. It could be one strike. You never know what's going to happen, dude. I hate when they bring up these crazy-ass stats. That 35 years. You know what? San Francisco proved that they can win on the road. It's going to be difficult to do, but it's been difficult for any team to really put back-to-back wins anyway.
Yeah, they're 0.
So, I mean,
they're 1-2 on the road, though.
They're 1-2, right?
Yeah, they're 1-2 when they were 2-1 at home.
Same thing as the.
Yeah, both teams are 2-1 at home.
So it's definitely going to be a tiebreaker. You know, by all means, this is a tiebreaker right now. So it's interesting to see what's going to happen, man. I'll tell you what, it's the World Series, and those Kansas City fans are on fire. And it's Game 7, and they haven't been here in 30 years. The passion's going to be there. The crowd is going to be going crazy. But again, San Francisco has that poise, man. They can do it if it could go either way, man. It's going to be an exciting game to watch. This is what I love sports. I mean, you don't know what's going to happen. So it's going to be great to see. And wouldn't it be an awesome story for San Francisco to really cement themselves as a dynasty? To say, no other team but us has done this in 35 years. They're going to say, screw Kansas City's 30 years drought. We done it. We came in here and after 35 years won Game 7 on the road. There's just an awesome storyline whichever way you go. So the reporters, us, everyone's going to eat this up.
Well, let's put ourselves out there. If you could guess a final score, what are you going to guess?
Woo! The way this has been going?
Yep.
If it's not 3-2 Kansas, it's going to be a blowout.
I say 6-5 San Francisco in 10 innings.
In 10, I'm going to say 3-2 and 9. So 3-2 Kansas City. There's going to be I just feel like there's going to be a lot of defense this game. So I'm I'm going to say 3-2, Kansas City, ends in 9, fireworks go off. It's going to be a crazy party in Kansas City tonight. So let's see what happens. I wish we were like
I'm excited.
First take to where I bet you got to wear a Miami Heat jersey or something, but I guess that doesn't work with us yet.
You want to buy me the Miami Heat jersey?
No, I'm saying that you would have to wear it all day, wherever you go.
You want to buy me one?
I'm sorry?
I said you want to buy me one. I ain't spending my money on that garbage.
On that garbage? Oh, that ain't right. You know what it is garbage, though? You're New York Jets.
Like wearing a used hanky out of the dumpster or something.
No, you're talking about the Jets uniform, right? Okay, let's move on.
Damn!
That's right, folks. Oh, John, this is awesome. All right, let's continue on. We got some news, which scares me a little bit.
$9.99.
That was a very random $9.99, by the way.
Because it's
Hump Day!
And your hump day cost
$9.99.
When you're married, it costs a lot more than that. Oh, man. All right, John, let's get into it. It's a serious note here. Very scary news today.
What?
Not really scary. I know I'm freaking you guys out here, but The Undertaker.
Oh, God.
The Undertaker has a new role as an advisor in NXT. He's teaching everybody how to rest in peace. No, I'm playing, guys.
God. These kids just hit the jackpot, though, man.
Oh, those lucky sons of bitch. I'm about to go to Orlando's to stand outside the door to see if I can get some advice myself. Oh, it's in Orlando, right? The Performance Center? Maybe it's in Tampa.
No, it's Orlando.
What do you think this means for Taker? Apparently, they signed a new contract, and he's down there kind of helping out with talent. What is your take on this, John? I want to hear a little bit about your opinion on this Undertaker story.
I would kill to be... If I wanted to be a wrestler, I would kill to be at the Performance Center right now. To be able to learn from somebody like The Undertaker, a 30-year veteran in pro wrestling. They just struck gold. And I don't really want to take away from one of the headlines that I made for the show, but, I mean, there's no real other way to put it. I mean, they just, they lucked out. They got one of the biggest names, one of the most successful names in the history of pro wrestling in The Undertaker coming in, so... I don't know. It'll be interesting to see if there's anybody he specifically takes under his wing. You know, I wonder if maybe he'll try to work with the Ascension a little bit, or you know, if there's somebody maybe like a Baron Corbin who kind of has a somewhat similar look to when he was the American Badass. You know, just see if there's somebody that strikes his eye that he wants to just help bring along. I don't know. What do you think?
You know, I think this is huge on many aspects. You know, it's awesome for the talent down there. And I want to get people to understand the WWE and more precisely Triple H and his vision there with the Performance Center is not only to have Bill DeMont and the daily trainers there, which are impeccable, Norman Smalley, I mean, the list goes on, Sarah Del Rey for the women. But they also have these advisors, Diamond Dallas Page, one of our past guests on Main Event Madness,
the Outlaws,
Radio Wrestling 365. He goes there and he's going back. He confirmed that with us. A lot of stars go over there, and even Adam Cole, I believe, was out there. One of the top independent wrestlers was out there 2 weeks ago or last week. So they bring in these guys that are well developed to kind of go help out. They let them go work out if they want, and the WWE brings them in to train their guys and see who can make it. So this is awesome for them. I don't think this is something where Taker's going to be there every day. Maybe once a month deal. I mean, it's saying there's not much to the report. It's coming from PWInsider.com, which, you know, a lot of times they get their stuff right. Sometimes it's grayish. But in an update to The Undertaker's working as an advisor role in WWE Developmental and going to the Performance Center to offer advice, a report from PWInsider.com notes that The Undertaker will be able to pick and choose the dates that he works, and it won't be a regular role. So that's how much control he has. He could be, he'll say, you know what, screw it, I'm going to go down there today, which is pretty cool. That he's even offering to do that for the young talent. They report, and he's always been a guy that's helped people out. So I think this is in hand from all the reports throughout his entire career of him being a backstage guy. People could come up to him. The report notes that the idea for The Undertaker to come in is to give the NXT talent some pointers and drive the WWE etiquette into the developmental talents, and that The Undertaker will work with the company's up-and-coming talents so they know what to be expected for them when and if they reach the main roster. So that makes sense. Now, here's my thing. What does this imply to the future of The Undertaker in a WWE ring in front of the WWE Universe? You think that there's any implication here that they're saying, all right, he needs to slow it down. We know that it can contribute to our company, but he might not be here much longer. Let's lock him into some sort of a Legends deal early. Maybe you have one last match next year against Sting at WrestleMania. Hope to God it happens. But you think this is kind of like one of those preemptive strikes of Taker, we know you're at the end of your career. We still want you. Here's what we got, and they sign a new deal.
You said him slow it down. I mean,
well, he slowed it down. I mean, you saw what happened to him last year, and I mean, he's not like Kane. Kane has one of these bodies that I think he should be sent to a lab and take his DNA because he doesn't get hurt. Like, this guy is a beast. I don't remember the last time Kane was seriously injured, and when he goes out and wrestles a match, look at the match he had with Dolph Ziggler on Monday Night Raw. This guy's been in the company for 20 years. Kane has been around for 17 years. This month, 17 years ago, Kane was born. But he was with the WWE before that with his other characters. So Kane is a specimen. He's got some awesome DNA. We're going to have to meet his parents. But The Undertaker, on the other hand, I mean, you look at the similarities. Kane and Undertaker have had a lot of the same matches. And it's just some bodies don't hold up the same. So, yeah, I say slow it down. They know that his career is ending.
I wonder how much longer it's going to be for Kane before he goes back to the mask. And I wonder if they're going to have Kane kind of do what The Undertaker does. And have Kane come out for certain matches and kind of have a little bit of mystique to him like The Undertaker.
Well, you know, and it's hard because I hate to give stuff away with spoilers, but if you watch SmackDown on Friday, you might see who the next Undertaker is. If you read those spoilers from last night, I don't think they need Kane after what I've read and what happened at the WWE Hell in a Cell. I think the next person is Bray Wyatt. Mm-hmm. And you know, we're sticking to this Undertaker conversation. I know we got a few minutes before we get this Matt Hancock interview up. We got a big announcement of a new contributor to the show coming up here shortly as well. Keeping to this Undertaker conversation, remember when I was mad, John?
Jeez, you gotta get way more specific than that.
Oh yeah, I know that. I know your Rolodex this is what I overload there. Don't crash out on me here. I know there's been a lot of times I've been mad, but when Brock Lesnar defeated The Undertaker, I said that was one of the biggest mistakes. I still believe that in my heart. That it shouldn't have been Brock Lesnar, and I always said it should have been Bray Wyatt. But the fact that Bray Wyatt is becoming Bray Wyatt without The Undertaker is impressing me more than anything else. Especially what we saw Hell in a Cell, especially what we're going to see on SmackDown. I said that it should have been Bray Wyatt at this year's WrestleMania. Maybe it shouldn't have. I just think that Taker should have never left to Brock Lesnar, lost to him. And I felt like Bray Wyatt should have lost to. Bray Wyatt should have defeated The Undertaker. But seeing Bray Wyatt come to his own and not having to have a feud with Taker, which I felt that's what was going to be needed to find the next Taker. Man, it's impressive. I think it's more impressive than him having to use The Undertaker. You know, I think it's pretty cool and it's pretty badass. What is your take?
To be honest with you, I had some audio issues there. I couldn't quite hear everything. That's why I was kind of... Normally, I pipe in on some of your things, and that's why I was like... This mixer, I don't know if it's going bad or what it is. Could you just...
I was just saying that it impresses me more that Bray Wyatt is becoming Bray Wyatt without the use of The Undertaker.
And without use of a manager, without use of... He hasn't had the Wyatt family in a couple months, and I apologize about that, guys, and I apologize, Al. He hasn't really had too many accessories. I mean, he had the Wyatt family, but they've just been there. They never really enhanced his act that much, at least in my opinion. And what happened to Hell in a Cell? We'll get into that after the interview. That was some Undertaker stuff, and even Undertaker never got, some of the treatment that he got. But I'm really curious, and it kind of just the way Bray Wyatt is. It's kind of like they're letting him be the next Undertaker.
And the fact that he's not, I don't know if you caught the part where I said that I was upset that Brock Lesnar defeated Taker.
Right, yep.
I felt like it should have been somebody else,
Mm-hmm.
I still hold to that. I don't think it should have been a guy like Brock Lesnar to do so. I really, in my heart, it didn't feel, it just doesn't make sense to me. It is what it is. I thought it should have been Bray Wyatt. But as I was saying, it's just so much more impressive that he's coming into his own without having to use Undertaker's name.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's more impactful than him having to use Taker's name. And it makes you want to see something. And it makes you want to see something now as Bray Wyatt continues to grow. Him versus Sting. If Taker can't make it at WrestleMania, I wouldn't mind seeing Bray Wyatt versus Sting now. Because I'm still going to get that darkness, that kind of same mystique of a storyline with the Stinger and his mic skills and Bray Wyatt. As a matter of fact, it might be more interesting to see that right now than Taker versus
No, let me ask
Sting.
You, what if they gave Undertaker this year off and did Bray Wyatt versus Sting, and Bray Wyatt wins, and then WrestleMania 32, they did Bray Wyatt versus The Undertaker?
And then that's where
Bray Wyatt
Taker
beats The Undertaker.
Taker loses again, and the passing of the torch
really
happens.
And then Bray Wyatt can have the feather in his cap. I'm the only man to ever beat The Undertaker and Sting at WrestleMania. I don't know. Kane would have.
It would be interesting to see if that were the case. Either way, I just think it's the bottom line is this: Undertaker is towards that end. It's crazy to know how time is flying by. We're all getting older, guys.
Shut up.
Soon we're going to be seeing a tribute to the Taker. We're going to be seeing him in the Hall of Fame. It's unbelievable. It's going to happen with 5 years. He'll be in the Hall of Fame. And it's just crazy. It's unbelievably nuts to me that we're talking about this. But it's at the bottom line is Undertaker influencing NXT stars means that his legacy will never die. And this is what I love about wrestling and sports. Everybody takes from the past. LeBron James takes from Jordan and his top three. Dwayne Wade does the same thing. Dan Marino did the same thing. Russell Wilson, and their legacies live on, which is awesome to see that. So sports is very special, and hopefully John and I will leave a legacy, a footnote, after doing this for 20 years of MEM Madness radio. So we'll see what happens, right?
Hopefully. But I have a challenge for you.
Go ahead.
I want to see if you can do Main Event Madness next week without a single LeBron James or Miami Heat reference outside of the topic that we're talking about. That is your challenge.
I will attempt to do so, but I don't know what's in it for me if I do.
I just want to see if you can do it.
I don't think it's gonna happen. Maybe I could sing like a girl if I do it again or something. I don't know.
There's no wagers. I just want to see if you can do it.
I'll sing the Frozen song. I need something to make me not say a Heat reference.
Damn!
Alright, guys, we're going to take a little break here. When we get back, we got Matt Hancock of DDP Yoga coming up. And
John, before we do this,
yes,
are we announcing the announcement of announcements?
Go for it, Al.
All right, guys, ladies and gentlemen, and children of all ages, we do have, we have some news that is happening, and it's happening rather quickly, and we're excited about it. But this is going to be a new working relationship with my buddy, the associate producer of the movie The Wrestler, Evan Ginsberg. He's going to bring in a new style, his new flair, his antics to our show once a month. Maybe more if he has time. I know he's a busy man because he is doing Running Legends TV in New York City. So he has an awesome show where he has not only wrestlers but singers, artists, and people who write poems, and he has them perform on the stage. Awesome show. You're going to be hearing his commercials on our show. You're going to see our commercials or our plugs on his television show. He's going to be here. He has awesome connections with Lanny Poffo, Nicole Bass, rappers. It's just a whole plethora of people that he's developed relationships throughout all of his years. And he's been a close friend to the show, but of mine's giving me advice, giving us advice. And I respect his opinion and his views, and I'm so happy he's going to be a part of our show. And it's going to be 30 minutes with Evan Ginsberg giving us his views on stuff, and we got a commercial coming up for that. So that's one of the big news. We got a new contributor to the show. He's been around wrestling for years. He's been around the business. He's had his radio show. He's ending the radio show. He's going to come join us. And it's going to be interesting, to say the least, to build this relationship with Evan Ginsberg. So we appreciate him joining us. We appreciate...
we have a target date for his debut.
It's going to be within a couple weeks here. I believe not next week, but the following. The first rendition of Evan Ginsberg on Main Event Madness. It's going to happen. And he loves boxing, so we're going to talk some boxing with him. He knows everything about boxing, so it just brings us to a different level, and we're really excited about it. And his views, really changed the game, and you'll see what I mean. And it's just, in the meantime, check out LegendsTVNYC.com or MadhouseTV.com. You can hear it in the commercials, and John and I are officially welcoming Evan Ginsberg to Main Event Madness Radio.
All right, guys. So with that, we're gonna head into a commercial break. When we get back, we'll have Matt Hancock of DDP Yoga, and then after that, we got Fallout from Hell in a Cell and our NFL halfway point report cards. It's all coming up here on Main Event Madness. From the associate producer of The Wrestler, Evan Ginsberg, comes Evan Ginsberg's Legends TV, co-hosted by Steve Ludwig, featuring legends in sports, pro wrestling, and the arts. Lanny the Genius Poffo, Nicole Bass, Oscar from Men on a Mission, and million-selling music hitmakers like Martha Wash of the Weather Girls and Carol Douglas of Doctor's Orders fame appear regularly, as well as the greatest live indie musicians performing live in studio. Saturdays, 11 a.m. at LegendsTVNYC.com and MadhouseTV.com, archived 24/7. You missed the birth of your mother and father, don't you dare miss Evan Ginsberg's Legends TV.
There will be no stopping. It's when you go harder than somebody, man. This right here is domination.
That's right, domination. Coming to Main Event Madness next week is former WWE superstar Ezekiel Jackson, or as he's known in Lucha Underground, Big Rick. Don't miss an exclusive interview with Big Rick next week, right here on Main Event Madness. Hey, you. Yeah, you. Looking for quality wrestling news with an international flair? Looking for results and news from around the world? Look no further than Wrestling-News.net. Wayne Daly and his crew have you covered from top to bottom, from WWE to TNA to the top independent companies from around the world. Check them out, wrestling-news.net. Looking for more than your average wrestling website? Looking for the fastest growing wrestling news site on the internet today? With quality news, results, and more. Wrestling News Report has everything you'd want in a wrestling website. Al Merriman has you covered with the latest and biggest stories of the day from all around the world of pro wrestling. Check them out today, WrestlingNewsReport.com. So you're cruising around the internet looking for some entertainment. What if I told you there's a hard-hitting, fresh, and opinionated podcast out there covering everything from WWE and TNA to the NFL, the NBA, and MLB? Well, that's reality. Main Event Madness is here. Don't miss us every week on MainEventMadness.com as well as on TuneIn Radio and Stitcher.com. Main Event Madness. Our wrestling, your sports, simply madness.
I want to thank. All right, ladies and gentlemen, it's Alfonso Maramon here with Main Event Madness Radio. I got a DDPYoga Instructor, and I've called him DDPYoga Master before, I don't know why, on my Facebook thing, but it's Matt Hancock. How are you doing today?
Great, Matt.
He's going to go ahead and put up the interview up next. All right, sounds good.
There was nothing that they were playing?
I'm sorry, sir?
There wasn't anything playing there?
No, it was mute there, but then something popped up, and I guess you had it on mute on the mixer or something.
Oh, my bad, but here we go. We got Matt Hancock here of DDP Yoga. Sorry about that, folks.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, it's Alfonso Maramon here with Main Event Madness Radio. I got a DDPYoga Instructor, and I've called him DDPYoga Master before, I don't know why, on my Facebook thing, but it's Matt Hancock. How are you doing today?
Great, Matt. Master your work. That's fine.
All right, sounds good. All right, so I want to thank you so much for taking time. I know you came to me a few times on Facebook. I apologize. It's been crazy with my kids running around and the wife, and she's pregnant. And thank you for taking time tonight. I know it's about 8:45 on your Central Time, so thank you. I really appreciate it.
Thank you, guys. I appreciate it.
All right. So I wanted to get the fans to kind of, get to know you. And I just wanted to get straight into it. I mean, growing up, before we get into the DDPYoga stuff, growing up, were you a fan of wrestling? And if so, who did you grow up watching?
I was a huge fan for like 9 years old. We used to beat the hell out of each other in the backyard. And Jake the Snake Roberts and Hulk Hogan. That was the era I grew up in back in the 80s. We got a huge wrestling fan. And years went on, I actually did some independent wrestling up in Chicago area. So I did 5 years of independent wrestling. Off and on, nothing really crazy. But I had fun. I started off doing it by shooting for slaves again, actually. And it was, I guess I had something that I wanted to see out there. I did a few shows off and on. Nothing crazy, I just say that once or twice a month maybe. And never hit the big time, obviously.
How was that experience for you?
I loved it. I loved performing in front of people. And the bumps were real, of course. I was not a high flyer. I was more of a punch and kick kind of guy, body slams. But it was fun every time.
All right, awesome. And do you still keep in touch with the current product today?
I don't. I did about 5 years ago, 6 years ago. I've been so busy with everything I'm doing with DDPYoga now. It's pretty much taking over every minute of my day. So.
All right, and going on, and that's pretty cool. I mean, I didn't know you did some independent events back in your day, so that's pretty. Not a lot of people can say that, A lot of people have the guts to actually sit there and try to perform in front of fans, and that's pretty cool that you had the chance to do so. Even if it wasn't that major, but hey, I mean, you're doing something special now. And with DDPYoga. That's pretty cool. So, before we could get into talking about yoga, I had to ask this, and I'm using yoga loosely because I know Diamond Dallas Page hates when you call it yoga, but I have this question set up the right way, I hope. Is yoga something that you would be doing in your life, or better yet, DDPYoga? What drew you to this style of fitness?
I'll tell you what, I was always a weightlifter, like I said, from the teenage years, and not always doing it correctly. Hurting my shoulders and my knees and the back. But by the time I hit my mid-30s, I was really hurting bad. So, in the story, I was actually going to be a traditional yoga instructor. I was actually getting ready to take the course, which is like 500 hours of Bikram yoga. And that's a pretty challenging program. It's quite expensive, but I was willing to take the chance because I really wanted to teach yoga. And so I was doing it before I even Dallas's yoga. And I was lifting weights and I was doing this yoga positions at home and doing the stretches, and I was starting to feel a lot better doing myself. Then I completely stopped because I was actually leaning out and getting too thin. I wanted to keep muscle mass. And I was slacking off on the weightlifting part of it instead of going more just total yoga. And it just wasn't me. And the spiritual part of it, once again, it just happened to Jeff Dallas. So one day I saw that Uncle Bryan video. I'm like, what the hell is this? And that was a turning point for me. I said, video, I kept watching it. And for 2 months, I said, I didn't see what this is. I went in and did more research on what DDPYoga was. I loved Dallas back in the 90s. I was a big mark for Dallas. And the Macho Man was back in 96, 97. He was really growing up. And I was like, man, he looks different. He looks good. So I'm like, wow. I bought the DVDs and started doing the first month. I think I couldn't believe the difference that was compared to traditional yoga because it was a whole different product. Because you're doing so many different things. You're doing push-ups, crunches, squats, mixed in old school calisthenics. You're doing yoga too, the rehab techniques. And then the turning point was when Dallas actually called me at home and thanked me for buying the videos. Because who does that? Actually, I was 9 o'clock at night my time. If I was that time of night, I'm usually going to bed because I'm tired. It's down because of DDP. I said, yeah, right. Bullshit. So, this guy was on his page. And I couldn't believe it. So he talked for 5 minutes. I said, man, this guy gave me 5 minutes of his time, which is amazing to me. Pretty inspiring. And after that, I really hit those videos really hard. And I'm like, I really want to meet this guy. And he did it. I seen something when we were coming to C2E2 in Chicago back early 2013. And I'm like, we're going to go. And we went up there and met him. And I was in contact with him through the DDPYoga site. And emailed back and forth. I was sending videos of things I was doing. So he knew I won. So when I got there, he saw me and he said, I'm Matt Hancock. He's like, I don't even know who you are, bro. So it was really cool. We talked for hours online throughout that day. And he goes, stick around because at 7 o'clock we'll be in a workout. And like 90 people show up to this workout in this special part of the convention center. And 60 people actually run the floor of the workout. And they were really. And that was my life. I just felt like the workout because the way he taught it in person compared to the videos, it was just totally even higher energy than you could ever imagine. So I figured, wow. So I shook his hand, video, picture take, and then went out and let me believe it. And then all of a sudden, something just grabbed me and said, we gotta go back in there. And then one thing all at once, it was like a smack. Right off the back, and get your ass back in there. So I walked back in there, and I walked back up there and smacked him in the shoulders and Dallas. I want to teach this shit. Exactly. Exactly what he said. I want to teach this shit. And he looked at me and goes, I'm working on a process. We don't know how to put it together yet. But we're going to put something together this summer, and I will let you know. Keep in contact, keep your eyes out. So he tells this story just like I'm telling it right now, which is amazing. And, it came out in August 1st. I was one of the first guys about it. I wasn't the first guy. But I got in contact with Dr. Craig Aaron, who's he was the guy that helped make the whole program. But he was an amazing guy, too. He's also the head of the instructor program for DDPYoga. And we went there talking about the board, and I just kept submitting my videos. I was busting my ass, man, because I said, I'm going to be the first one to do this process. And they said, yeah, it'll take you 6 months, it could be 8 months if you really work hard. And I said, bullshit. I got a job already. I've already got a job teaching this shit. He goes, really? I said, yeah, I got a local YMCA that hired me on the spot to teach this. And he goes, oh, don't knock yourself out. So I'm like, when I set my mind to do something, I'm like, I'm going to do it. So I did it. I did it in 3 months, in 5 days. So then I got my certification. And then all of a sudden, I'm teaching at this YMCA. I'm so grateful that they gave me the opportunity to actually do my whole trainings for my certification. I contacted a friend on Facebook, and I just basically said hi to her, and she knew I was doing DDPYoga, and she says, I'm not doing your workout. I'm like, all they're saying was hi. She goes, no, I really want to give you a workout. She goes, I'm not going to do it in a place where there's skinny bitches that are looking at me, judging me. Because she's a heavy-set gal, and gave me an idea. So I went out and I had a friend she rented a building, 1,500 square foot. I said, that's good enough to start my business in. I went in there and I actually got the building, called her back and said, hey, got a building, we got the same day. And here we are. I actually went in and I did 4 big classes, the first in December of last year. And I had 5 people show up. I'm thinking, holy shit. What am I going to do with this? I've only got 5 people. But when January hits, I got 50 people. And it's time to start paying. And then February hits, I got 100. March, 150. At the middle of March, I get a phone call from a buddy who said, I heard you need a new building. I was to talking to a few people. And he goes, we got an old school gymnasium, 4,000, 5,000 square foot. I'm like, holy shit, I could loan that building. And I did that, and actually I went, and I had about 200 people. Right at the beginning of April, I actually left my job. I quit my job, my full-time job, and did this full-time. Wow. Now we're up to over 300, heading towards 350 in a month. Right now. Just DDPYoga, an old school gymnasium. And we just did a DDPYoga workshop in August. Dallas came in and did the largest DDPYoga workshop there. 120 people. So, I'm rambling on, but I just want to give you a heads up on how we got into this.
No, I appreciate it. I mean, you covered a lot of the questions, and it is simply amazing. So you started from, I mean, you quit your job, that's awesome, and now you're doing something that you love. You're telling me you rent the entire gym out, or is that your property, or how does that work?
Well, my buddy is the mayor of the city of LaSalle, Illinois. Okay. And we're about 90 miles south of west of Chicago, right off the highway, Route 80, Interstate 39, which is a perfect area for anybody traveling to come see something or do work or whatever you're doing. And we're right off the highway. And he bought this school, this old Catholic school. He bought it and turned it into, he was at the Grove Center. And he started rehabbing all these offices, and he started to rent these offices out. But the gymnasium was left wide open. And then we went to the deal. There's no one lease. If you want it, here it is. And I came back to him like 2 days later and said, do this. And I didn't even have to think about it. Shit. That's a big decision, and here we are. I mean, it's like a dream come true. And it's the people that I get in there, it's insane. And it's just insane. The groups, I had classes that are 80 people in those classes. And some of them are 10, you get the morning classes. But at night, we're pushing, 130, 150 people sometimes classes.
How long exactly have you been doing DDPYoga? I know you started, you met DDP back in 2013, I believe you said. So how long have you actually been doing the workout itself?
2 years, exactly.
2 years. And I'm asking because of my knowledge too, because I'm a heavy set, and I had the program. I got DDP on my phone, and he'll probably answer your call first, but he texts me like 4 days later or calls me back. And I have questions myself. I mean, along with the DDPYoga, I know dieting is a really important thing. Are you also hitting the gym, or are you strictly DDPYoga 100% all the way?
Well, I actually just started doing the race, mixing it up a little bit, a couple days a week.
Mm-hmm.
The only reason I'm doing that is to see where my body's going to go. So I can also help, like, your bodybuilders, your weightlifting, your football players. I'm a person who has to do the workouts to be able to talk about workouts. I can't say, okay, you can do it weight and do DDPYoga, but I'm not doing it.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm adding a little bit of weight, nothing crazy heavy, and can show people, hey, look at this approach and get into them both. So.
And let me ask you, how does it feel yourself? And it's funny, I had a bunch of questions, but you hit a lot of them, which is awesome. I love that. But how does it feel to know that you have the ability to change so many people's lives? I mean, and according to your story, you've done it yourself in a short period of time. I mean, obviously with the help of DDPYoga, but I mean, you've done a lot this past year and a half or so. How does that feel?
I'll tell you what, I got one word, inspiration, my friend. That guy's page, I studied him for that year, as we were going through. I studied the business web. I took his business format, and I made my own team of people. You can't do this shit on your own. And I'm trying to explain it to people and help trainers now, the new trainers out there. You're going to have to start a gym. You're going to have to start training 1, 2, 3 people. Don't get frustrated. I did it for a while. I didn't train them for free because they're going to tell somebody that you help them. And you got to do that kind of stuff. You got to do a lot of charity stuff. You got to put yourself out there, and you really have to really learn the social networking. It's all about connections in this business. And more people are going to put their name on the line for you and talk about you. You keep a good rep. Don't burn your bridges, especially in the fitness industry, because I'll tell you what, I'm finding out it's a gruesome business. It's a strange world, the fitness world, because you can be a flash in the pan, or you can stick around forever. And my goal is to stick around forever. And the inspiration part came from Dall's page. And I want to model myself after his business and how he conducts and how he handles people and helps people. So if you look at my stuff, it's very similar.
And what do you think has been your key to success? I mean, I understand you're telling me you studied Dall's page, his work ethic. I mean, I know that he stays up late and he does a lot of stuff. I mean, for you to go from 10 people to 20, 30, and you're starting out of high school, was this something that you went knocking on people's doors? Did you have the ability to do commercials in your area to bring more people in? Was it a combination of both, or was it, man, it's a big jump. I mean, and I feel it's a short period of time. It's simply amazing.
What I did was, I got a good friend with a neighbor of mine. First of all, you need to build up professionals and make them back you up and talk about you and talk for you and help you. Like, I have physicians that have my cards out, okay, like surgeons, my wife's a physical therapist, which is a great person out of the corner that knows what the hell's going on. And my good friend Jim Officer, who's the OB chiropractic in my town, he's a member of my team here in town. I call my team DDPYoga. He's my chiropractor, so he handles all the people in the classes. Gives them discounts for being in there. I also have another guy, her name is Jennifer Elvie Jasinski. She's got me. Anyway, she runs this place called Pro Muscle Care. And it's a deep tissue massage place that I go to. And these guys, they help help me get back in shape every day, you know, reset my back and get my body ready to go again, because, man, I beat the shit out of myself. You know, because you can't just walk people through it. You got to bring them through it. You know, you have to take them. When you're teaching this, you can't just walk around town all the time. You have to really get in there. And I'm teaching a regular, almost 100 classes a month, physically. And then I have personal training classes, which I teach the inspiration team. I used to call it transformation team. I teach those guys. And those are 400 or 500 pound gentlemen and ladies that really, you know, dedicate health in a smaller group. So I do them, and then I do another cat who's really going the wrong way. That's Stephen guy. Stephen really just fun about him. Have you seen them?
Is that the one that's currently on your website? I know there's.
Yeah, he's Stephen. Yeah, he's actually shrinking Stephen now.
Yeah.
He's lost almost 80 pounds, and the other gentleman, Luke, he's over 70 pounds. He was 521 when he came to me. So things we're doing now, it's just insane. And the people I'm meeting, it's God, man. That's all I can say. I mean, I'm not a huge religious person. I'm spiritual, but guess what? I know it's God pulling the strings there.
That's awesome. And sticking to what you were saying now, helping the larger gentleman, I am upwards of 415 right now.
Whoa.
Yes.
You can work it, brother.
Let me tell you this. I have it. I bought it a couple months ago, and I'm in Miami, and I've been texting. I mean, with Dallas here and there, but after the fourth day, I mean, the weight on my knees, like getting on the floor, it was painful, and I don't know if I was doing something incorrectly, and I just wanted to get a little bit of advice from you because I want to start it up. I mean, I got a kid on the way, my son, my stepdaughters might as well be my daughter, and I mean, I'm going in a bad place here. I haven't texted Dallas to see if there's anybody in Miami that's teaching her yet, but he hasn't got back to me. But I was just, any advice you could give me to kind of move forward. I mean, I just don't know if it's the size of my yoga mat, but I mean, the pain was really bad. Trying to get through it.
Was it getting off of that, or was it?
It was like when I would get on there, like putting my weight on my actual knees, and
Real quick fix for you. Take a towel, roll it up, and put it right underneath your knees.
Alright.
That's what I do with my classes. Or I have extra yoga mats. We'll roll them up and put them underneath your knees. So it protects them for you.
I was even thinking about possibly getting knee pads. I mean, I didn't know what to do. I mean, the pain, it got bad. I mean, I was out for like 2 days, 3 days. I just couldn't really move much. That's why it's freaking me out because I'm looking at the. I just feel like I would be able to get more out of class, and I just don't think there's any classes down there, which is killer for me. And
I'll tell you what, we got me on Skype. Whenever you want me, we'll help you out. We can do some Skype.
Oh, yeah, I would love that.
Even if it's 15 minutes, you know, just enough to give you a heads up on stuff.
That's amazing. Hey, you're doing it wrong.
Can I cuss on this? I'm sorry.
Yeah, that's okay. I don't
If you're in a family, you want to do?
We can always put a warning on it afterwards.
I'm rated R anyway, sorry guys.
That's okay.
Rated R for really entertaining.
When we had Diamond Dallas Page on there, I mean, it was an interesting bleep fest there.
He's a good cat, man. I'll tell you what, he's an awesome guy.
Yeah.
He was up at the workshop in Detroit. That was awesome too. The funk was awesome too, man.
And then let me ask you, how was it? I believe I don't think I'm wrong here, but you've been with him over crossing the border to Mexico, right? With those classes out there.
Oh yeah.
Seminars. How's that experience?
Oh, you gotta go, man.
Man,
You have to go.
it looks like a lot of fun.
This was in July. We're planning on doing. I mean, it's just you get the booze and an awesome food, and then one more shot.
Well, after the booze, you're gonna have to work that stuff out, right?
It was a good balance. It really was. You can't do every workout. I did the best I could. Because I actually wanted to go like next year, I think I'm going to just go back a bit on the workout. My wife really wants to go on vacation. So we're going to do some things. You know, but that's the
Let me ask you, Matt, do you got any stories you want to share of you hanging out with the Diamond Out of Speech that has, not just share a story, just something that inspired you? One thing that right now sticks out to you about DDP and what he's meant to you, your life, and your career?
Well, the fact that he called me that one time, it started this whole thing. Just the way he handles things and the way he talks to people, I look at that and think, you know what, I'm going to model that. Because, I mean, I've always been in the public, sales, management, stuff like that, so I knew how to talk to people, because when you're salesman, if you can't talk, you don't lead. So, and being in management is a good mix. So, not everybody's going to be a businessman. That's the thing I'm trying to explain to some people. You might be an awesome instructor, but you might need a little help on the business end of it. If you really want to grow your business, don't think you're going to be alone. You got to really connect yourself to people who know what the fuck they're doing. Right?
I agree.
I mean, seriously. Yeah.
And let me ask, we just got a couple more here, Matt, and this is me, curiosity, just letting the listeners know. Other than wrestling and yoga, what else are you into? Any hobbies? Hopefully you have time for your wife. I mean, a couple.
Sometimes. We're working on that.
We're working on it. Same here. I know the pain.
The question that one, but I like it. It's good.
All right, and here's the last one. Where do you see yourself 3, 5, or even 10 years from today?
Wow. My goal is to continue to help these people. And I'll tell you what, I really want to get. My goal is to be like next summer. Let's just say next summer. I'd like to be at 600 people, and then you have to have more, double that. And in 5 years, I would love to have and purchase my own building, and have it myself, but have it around it. That's my idea building. I'd like to have everybody in my building, like my chiropractor and the scientific, all in one building, so we can work together as a team. It's going to be so cool. That's my plan. And guess what? When I make a plan, I don't back down. I keep going until I get the damn thing. Yeah.
And I got one more question. Have you been able to? Well, what are your thoughts on DDP's vision on his own performance center?
That's awesome. I can't wait. They actually invited me down here. I think I know there's going to be a lot of people down here, but it was nice to hear them invite me down. With my wife down to Atlanta. I think it's next week we'll be talking about a grand opening and be able to teach up there.
Oh, awesome.
With them. So that's going to be awesome. Now I'm excited. I think it's a great idea. So that's what I'd like to put. Something similar, not of course with his finger. I'd like to have something similar to what he's got here.
Like a second home base almost, in a sense.
Yeah. With my shit can happen with Pod here.
Oh, yeah. Well, look at the past year and a half for you. That's awesome.
I've been in business actually January 1st, so it's not even been a full year of work already. So hard work pays off.
That is awesome. And on this note, Matt, I want to thank you for joining us. Everybody, visit your website. It's DDPYogaHancock.com. And I know you have your events, your seminars. Is that every Wednesday night, or is that
I teach a lot. So I've got Monday. I teach Monday to Saturday. I have mornings and nights. So I'm good to go.
All right, awesome. So for all that information and how to join Matt Hancock and DDP Yoga, please visit DDPYogaHancock.com. Matt, I appreciate us or you taking time to finally speak to us, and I really appreciate it. It means a lot, and I hope that everything turns out well, and hopefully I can get on track with this DDP Yoga.
Well, I thank you guys very much. And like I said, I really meant it, so I was going to help you.
I appreciate
it. You got my number where set to go. You just get a hold of me.
All right, sounds great. Thank you so much, Matt. Have a great evening, and we'll talk soon, all right? Thank you so much.
Thank you. Take care, guys.
All right, take care.
This is a breaking news alert brought to you by Wrestling-News.net.
Okay, actually, before we get going on that, I just want to say that it's actually not brought to you by Wrestling-News.net. It's actually brought to you by Main Event Madness.
Yes, that's right, folks. All
That's
right.
my old
And,
one from a couple years ago.
we're
But
back.
anyway, we are back here on Main Event Madness.
You can hear me live here, right?
Yes, we
Sorry, I
can
was
hear you
messing with
live.
that. All right, guys, sorry about that. We are back with some breaking news, and very excited for any positive information for this company. According to many people, Dixon Carter and the head of talent relations, John Kubiak, whatever you want to call him. What?
John Gaborik.
Gaborik, there you go. It's all the same to me. I don't know the guy. I don't really care. Anyways, they're both in New York City currently, and all sources point that they are signing a new television deal. And if I am corrected here, it's not going to be with Spike TV. After a little bit of research, and I'm not going to lie, it's not. I started researching, but my boy George Romero hooked me up.
No, actually, I got to ask you about that. You say his name's George, isn't it Jorge? This is the way it's spelled.
You're killing me. Jorge George is George. I had a bet. You're killing me right now. I'm trying to get to the point here. George, I had a friend in high school. His name was spelled the same way, so it's the same.
Okay.
Jesus, this guy, we're trying to be serious. He's talking about Jorge and Georges. What are we going to do with John? Jesus Christ, I'm trying to get to the meat of the story.
Well, shut up and get to
it. Well, let's say it's Jonathan. All right, anyway.
Shut up and get to it.
Back to it. All right, so breaking news, TNA Wrestling in New York City. Everything points that we're lining up the stars here, right? It's not 100,000% confirmed, but what it seems as though that they're going to be signing with WGN.
Ooh.
So their offices are in New York City, and so it looks everything points to now. It doesn't mean that they meet in a different company there, and that's a possibility that they all met in New York. I mean, New York is a hub for everything important. But as of right now, WGN offices are in New York City, their headquarters. So these are pointing towards that.
They're in New York City. I thought they were Chicago. They're Chicago.
No, they have offices in New York City as well. Sorry.
Oh, okay.
So on that note, what do you say?
Damn. Actually, hold on.
Damn!
And honestly, for them, that's a huge deal. WGN is nationwide. That's a huge deal for TNA. And surely they're going to get a little bit more visibility and hopefully some more promotion than what TNA got on Spike. So that's a huge deal for them, and that kind of leaves Bellator lacking because TNA and Bellator were kind of hand in hand. And without TNA there, I mean TNA or Spike TV might be hurting a little bit.
I mean, yeah, it is pretty. I'm trying to get some of their stats now. I mean, I'm not sure how many millions of households they're in, but they're up there, man. I think it's bigger than Spike. I hate to not know that information at a drop of a dime here. I mean, and this is what happens when there's breaking news. You're just trying to get everything put together here. And I will say this: Wrestling Inc. was the first to break the news. I don't want to take anything away from them. We are looking that things are pointing towards the fact that they are going to be possibly signing with WGN, just seeing how the graphics, the geographical location is of their offices. And if you give me a second here, folks, I'm just trying to... I probably should have done this a little bit earlier.
It's live radio.
It's live radio, so it's WGN America. Let's see here. Second original. So, well, one of their shows got over 900,000. And of course, this is what's going on here. Continue to
As of August 13, WGN America is available in approximately 73,969,000 paid television households. That's roughly 64.77% of households with at least one television set in the United States.
And what's that compared to Spike TV?
Man,
Am I killing you?
A little bit.
So what was the percentage there? You said it's 60%?
Okay, so that's actually a drop-off. Spike's programming reaches approximately 98.7 million pay television subscribers in the U.S. Spike is also available in Canada. As of 2006, Spike's viewership was almost half women, 45%, although many of them are reported to be watching it with male partners or family members, or were watching the CSI franchise. The average age of the channel's viewers was 42 years old. I wonder why they couldn't get any wrestling viewers.
No wonder why they peaked
dig
with
into that
Hulk
18
Hogan.
to 24 demographic. That's what you need.
And no wonder why they peaked with Hulk Hogan and everybody else out there. Man, nonetheless, it's very exciting. I mean, at least they can have another avenue there. Hopefully, they could bring their viewers over from Spike TV. So it looks like WGN America. I'm not saying 1,000% confirmed because again, anybody could be meeting. Everybody could fly to New York City and meet with anybody there, and I'm sure TNA is not in the position of people flying to them. That's why they're flying out to the company. So if somebody's in New York and they say they have an hour and they're ready to talk, I would jump my ass on an airplane if I was TNA.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll see what's going on. Hopefully Dixie Carter and John can square it out and get a new television deal. It looks promising, looks good, and I wish them the best of luck today in their meetings. And I'm sure by the end of the business day today, or even tomorrow, we're going to have more information on not only WrestlingNewsReport.com, but also Wrestling-News.net. So stay tuned to that. And that's the breaking news story today with TNA. But going beyond that, you did say something about TNA landing some gold. What was that about?
Well, it was reported yesterday via PW Insider as well. God, they're going to be loving us. We're advertising for them all over the damn place today. And Al, you are going to be very, very depressed about this.
What's
depressed
that?
about this. TNA president Dixie Carter has been teasing an announcement, but word is that it's not a new TV deal, however, but a new contract for one Kurt Angle. Reportedly, discussions with WWE are done, and the return is not happening, and that Kurt Angle is returning on a part-time basis to TNA, and is looking to end his career there.
Can we just retract what you said and delete it? That way I don't have to hear it. Can you just delete that from my that is just #FML. That's what I just put on Twitter. I mean, man.
I know.
The last thing I've been marking out to you and my wrestling buddies about the fact that we might see freaking Kurt Angle versus Rusev. Please leave Spike. Please leave TNA Wrestling. Kurt Angle, sign the stupid contract that WWE wants you to sign. End your damn career with the company. Don't stay with Impact. I don't want to see him there anymore. I'm happy for what he's done for the company, but, man, come back home, dude. Come back home. Don't sign with these people. Don't do it, Captain. It's sad. Don't do it. It's I don't know. It's just, it would be landing. Oh, now I get there you go, landing, getting a gold mine there. I understand now because he's a gold limb. I'm running slow these days. What is your take, dude? What is your feeling about this?
I mean, it's unfortunate because I, like a lot of people, was looking forward to see if they were going to bring him back for a run against Rusev, but it doesn't look like it's in the cards. So it should be interesting to see where Kurt Angle goes from there, because last I knew he was the general manager or the director of operations or some crap.
Whatever the hell they call him there.
Whatever WWE ripoff name they want to call him. And also, it's going to be interesting to see where Rusev goes, especially going into WrestleMania, because a lot of people were hoping at WrestleMania they were going to do Rusev and Angle, but
yeah, I mean, it's just you know what? And at the same time, if you read between the line, one reports from TPW Insider talking about Kurt Angle, but then this comes out today. So who's wrong and who's right, or are they both right? I'm hoping that PW Insider is wrong with their information, and that they are still going to be announcing that television deal, and they're going to sign somebody else other than Kurt Angle. I hope it's somebody else that we do not expect. Maybe the return of AJ Styles or something like that. That, at the end of the day, I just don't know what's going to happen.
Return of AJ Styles to TNA? Not a chance.
Well, I'm just saying, I would rather him return than Kurt Angle return back to the company.
I'm going to be selfish. I'd rather them both be in WWE or Ring of Honor.
Well, if you had the choice, do you want Kurt Angle in WWE or AJ Styles?
Can I have both?
No, you're. They got a gun to your head. They're telling you can only take one of my guys. Who are you taking?
I'm going to contradict myself. Say AJ Styles.
Yeah, and it's funny because now that I think about that, I would love to see AJ Styles.
I was going to say there'd be so many more.
Isn't that wrong?
New first-time ever matches that we wouldn't be able to get with Kurt Angle.
Just imagine if WWE saw the future and knew this guy was going to be hot. You know what I mean? We would have been getting some amazing matches from this guy.
Mm-hmm.
But again, the journey of life takes you different directions, and AJ Styles got his journey. You and I have ours, and maybe it wasn't in the cards, right?
Yeah, everything happens for a reason. Maybe at some point it might happen. But, it should be interesting. That's what that boils down to.
All right, guys, on that note, what else? We wanted to get into wrapping things up here in about 15 minutes or show. But I think we're ready to give them our NFL halfway point report cards. Are you ready for that?
I gotta psych myself up for this rant.
I can't wait to hear it. All right, so we're in the halfway point, literally, right? This is
well, it's a little past it.
Well, it's week 9, but a lot of people had a couple bye weeks. So for the Dolphins, for instance, this is our halfway point. We're 4-3, and we're going to have our 8th game against the San Diego Chargers. Holy crap! We have a rough schedule coming up. We got the Broncos coming up. We got the Chargers. We got looks like a couple losses in our column coming up, and it doesn't look good. I don't know what's going to happen. If you guys give me a second here, I want to hear about your Jets, though. What's going on with those guys? I haven't heard much.
Screw you.
What happened to them? What was this guy, Geno Smith, forgot how to fling a football?
Listener discretion is advised.
1 and goddamn 7. I'm sorry for the GD, but really? Rex Ryan comes in. They sign Eric Decker. They have Percy Harvin come in. You have Geno Smith coming off of a good start, 8-8 or whatever he went last year or whatever the hell he was. He seemed good. And then you come into this, and he's making Mark Sanchez look like God, and he's not even on the damn team anymore. You're 1 and 7, and you have a general manager that's coming around. Oh, we have a good team. Oh, yeah, we have a good team. And Rex Ryan. Oh, yeah, well, they're a good player. He's a good player. They're a good player. Obviously, they're not. You're 1 and damn 7. Obviously, they're not good players, or they're not playing good right now. You can't sit there and put a Band-Aid on a gushing wound and expect it to heal. Fire Rex Ryan. Fire John Idzik. Wipe the slate clean. Get Geno Smith the hell out of New York. I'd rather Chad Pennington or Drew Bledsoe be quarterback right now. Hell, I'd take LeBron James and put him in there as a damn quarterback. He'd probably do better than this.
He'd probably be playing a lot better, that's for sure. Jeez.
Are you freaking kidding me? 1 and 7. And the worst part is, I want to sit there and get excited and think that we could get a good draft pick, and the moron that's a general manager of the team doesn't even know how to pick a draft pick.
Does he even know what the draft is?
No! Oh, I've won before. You weren't a excuse me. You weren't a general manager. You weren't anything with those teams that you were with before. You are more irrelevant than Mark Sanchez is now. You're more relevant than Brett Favre. And we have this moron who doesn't know how to manage a team from his head to his ass. Couldn't go out of a paper bag with the opening right in front of him. And Rex Ryan, who keeps sitting there and trying to pat their guys on their back. It's okay, buddy. You know, you're still doing good. No, they're not. Smack him upside the head, kick him in the ass, tell him, look, get your together or get out of here. There's other players that want to play and that could do a hell of a lot better than Geno Smith and Michael Vick are. And Michael Vick not even being prepared. What kind of professional is that?
What about Mr. Geno Smith? He missed a practice because he was at the movie theater a couple weeks ago. Did you hear about that?
And you wonder why he throws 3 interceptions to start the game. 3 mother interceptions. And then you throw Michael Vick, who's actually got some momentum going, throw him in right before the damn half. So then it comes out of the half, and he looks like Geno Smith Part 2. Get your together, New York. Come on. Otherwise, the same old Jets yet again. Another dark February, another 10 years from now, when Tom Brady's riding off in the sunset with another 10 rings, and the Buffalo Bills, who were the drizzlings of the NFL for the longest time, when we were going for AFC championships, they're gonna run away with the damn division. The Miami Dolphins could get in the playoffs, and the Jets are 1-7.
So do you want Ryan Tannehill?
I'll take Ryan Tannehill. I'll take Matt Ryan. I'll take Matt Sims.
What happened to Matt Sims? Isn't he on your roster? Did they get rid of him too?
I'll take Kellen Clemens. I'll take Greg McElroy. I'll take Chad Pennington. I'll take Chad Porto. I'll take whoever.
How about Chad Henne?
That's who I meant.
Chad Porto. I can't believe you name dropped that guy.
I'll take whoever. Just get Geno Smith and Michael Vick the hell out of New York, or at least get Michael Vick's head out of his ass when it comes to playing another game.
I'll tell you this though. You're pretty lucky to be able to be. You're not dead last in the rankings.
We're pretty lucky that we're not 0-8. That's what we're lucky about. We're pretty damn lucky that we're not 0-8. I'm getting myself too worked up. We're damn lucky we're not 0-8. And even if we got the top pick in the draft, the moron that's running the team as a general manager couldn't pick a damn pick to save his life. And the only person he would go after is probably Jameis Winston because they love their damn quarterbacks. The hell with the receivers and the running backs that are killing it in NCAA this year. Oh, we want another quarterback. Screw the quarterbacks! Sign one! Spend some damn money! There's free agents coming! Stay the hell away from Jameis Winston, but I know Rex Ryan, and he's going to want him.
I think Rex Ryan is, that nail is in the coffin, and the hammer's coming down before the end of the season.
No, he won't, because Idzik and Ryan are buddy-buddy, and Idzik's head's so far up his own ass that his hair's brown.
That being said, we did say we're going to have a grade. So what grade do you give your Jets?
What grade do I give my Jets? What grade do I give my Jets? Well, Al, I'm happy you asked me. The grade I give my Jets is a F. F minus. F.
It's been brutal. I thought you guys were going to at least compete, but this is disgusting. Well, you know what? Wait. You are competing, and you're competing for last place.
Competing for a damn draft pick we're not even going to get!
You're competing for the first round, and you're not going to get it because you guys are not going to suck that bad. Because the Raiders
that'll be another washed-up quarterback or another washed-up has-been that they're going to trade the first pick for.
So if you gotta, all right, let's get serious here.
I am being serious.
Well, I'm saying we're to grade the NFL so far. Who stands out to you other than your crappy Jets? The Dolphins are ranked 18th, and the Saints, for some damn odd reason, are ranked 17th, and they have a record of 3-4. Which this type of stuff just irks me.
You want to know what irks me? And I'm sorry to cut you off. To go back to my point, I'm scared for this draft. Would you like to know why?
Why?
1, 2, 3. Let's see. 3, 4. 4 of the top 10 are freaking quarterbacks. And you know who number 1 is? And you know what? I'm kind of contradicting myself because the Jets need a good quarterback. Maybe the quarterback from Oregon will do some good if the Jets can get him. But the Jets love to make headlines. And you know the one headline they want? Jameis freaking Winston. Oh my God, I'm gonna...
Well, what's your problem with James Winston?
What isn't my problem with Jameis Winston?
Well, he's a good football player. He's just a jackass off the field.
And that crap's going to come with him. You think I want to deal with that watching my Jets? Oh, look, there's a rapist on the field. No! Draft a player that knows how to keep his mouth shut, knows how to keep something else shut, and keep his head up and his chin up and, be on the up and up, and he's good to go. But I'm going to shut up, and I'm going to let you talk.
No, I agree. It is tough having that type of player on there. Well, you know what? This is what I'll predict for you guys. Next year, you're going to have James Winston and Ray Rice.
I forgot about him. I'm amazed we haven't signed him yet. Oh, wait. The season's still young. There's still time. Go, Widzik. Get another criminal. Go for it. Maybe while we're at it, we'll take Aaron Hernandez out of prison, too.
Yeah, he'll come out. Once he's acquitted, just like O.J. Simpson was, he got off of the murder, you'll have Aaron Hernandez down there. And then, on top of that, you'll get the pothead Josh Gordon from the Browns. I mean, you guys are going to be known as the criminals. The JVTS, Jets, let's fly your dreams and criminals right onto the field.
They can wear those blue and gold uniforms, the ones that actually kind of look like they're darker and,
Oh, yeah, those are actually pretty cool. They're like Notre Dame-ish.
I do
like all right, guys, we gotta wrap these things up here, all right? So Jets suck, we all know it. The rankings are kind of off. I don't know how the Bills are 5-3, the Saints are 3-4, and the Dolphins are 4-3, and it's 16, 17, 18. I'm on the rankings on ESPN. It's just stupid to me. How are you going to be lower than 500 in these teams? Even the Browns, I mean, they're ranked at number 19 at 4-3, but the Saints are number 17. Stuff like that doesn't make sense. I mean, the Kansas City Chiefs are 4-3, 4-3, and the Bills are ranked below them. Look at this. The 49ers are 4-3, and they're ranked 11th. The Buffalo Bills are 5-3, and they're ranked 16th. You know what I give this? I give this ESPN ranking crap the big F you. That's what I'm literally. If we were on video right now, I got 2 middle fingers. I wish I could take a picture of this. It was at my monitor screen. That is bull crap. So, and Seahawks are up there just because they're the... I'll tell you this. The Patriots have really impressed me. The Cardinals are one hell of a team as well. So, there's a lot of teams there that are looking good. And I mean, I don't know. It's just... I want to make a prediction. Now that we're right in the middle of the season, things are panning out. We know the Jets are not going to make the playoffs, so I think John has made that very clear. Who do you think is going to make it to the big show? I want midway season prediction.
Right now, if you're going by rankings, it's looking like Broncos Cardinals. If you want to go top teams record-wise.
What is your gut saying, though?
What is my gut saying? Patriots Lions. Or Patriots Cardinals. I could even you could even make the argument the Cowboys are a dark horse, man. Yes, Romo got taken out and he was hurt this week, but you know what? I mean, Cowboys could be for real if they keep winning if they can get into December and keep winning like this and keep their winning percentage the same it is. I'm telling you, man, Cowboys could do some damage this year. Finally. Meanwhile, I'm telling you, you know what I'm thinking? I'm announcing this for the first time ever here on Main Event Madness. I think I'm going to be in the market.
Whoa.
I'm going to go shopping.
Uh-oh.
I may just go shopping for a new football team.
The Dolphins
Screw the Dolphins.
Are pretty good. Oh, okay.
Excuse me.
As long as you don't go for the Patriots, I don't mind.
Hell no.
You just got to go to default. This is my default. Wherever Peyton Manning's playing, that's my second team.
And it's like, I can't go a day without a customer coming into my store and telling me, oh, man, you need a new team. You need a new team. You need a new team.
So that's why you ain't go to work so much.
Go root for the Giants. Go root for this one. Go root for that one.
Wait, yeah, but the Giants are not that far off. They're pretty bad this year.
3-4. That's still doable, though. 3-4.
Well, it's a lot more doable than your Jets.
You know, I kind of supported the Falcons a while back, and they're even worse. Oh, not even worse, but almost just as bad.
You know, that is one of the teams that have surprised me the past 2 seasons. I don't know what. 2-7. They were, and last year I think they only won 2 games as well. Very strange. They have a beast of a team. I don't understand what the hell's going on with them.
Hey, I'll take Matt Ryan though. I'm telling you.
I think they might have more of a defensive issue, but I haven't seen too many of their games to really sit there and talk about it. All right, guys, we are at that hour that we're supposed to end the show, but we haven't covered all of our topics.
We're heading into overtime on Main Event Madness.
Crazy bastard.
Well, hey, before we get going a little bit more, this is a little interesting. Carson Palmer's a free agent this year.
Wait, no, what do you mean? He's playing for the...
After this year.
Oh, after this year, okay.
Carson Palmer, Matt Moore, Mark Sanchez, Jake Locker, Michael Vick, Matt Hasselbeck, quarterbacks that are free agents. Hey, Frank Gore's a free agent. Maybe the Jets could just get Frank Gore and then just let him run. Get Frank Gore and Mark Ingram.
He's free agent next year as well?
Yeah. Just let Mark, or just get Frank Gore and Mark Ingram, just let them run the ball.
I'm going to tell you this, I'm sorry, I'm drinking because not drinking alcohol yet. John is pushing me, but not yet.
Hey, listen. Holy freaking quarterbacks in 2015. You want to talk free agents? Chad Henne, Drew Stanton, Ryan Fitzpatrick, Ryan Tannehill, Josh McCown, Matt Schaub, RG3, Kyle Orton, Andrew Luck, Cam Newton, Sam Bradford, Phillip Rivers, Ben Roethlisberger, and Eli Manning. All free agents after the 2015 season.
All right. Well, you got a chance. This is gonna
Russell Wilson's a free agent. Kirk Cousins is a free agent. Good Lord.
All right, guys, I'm going to tell you this. My prediction and what I would love to see and what's going to sell a lot of tickets for this year's Super Bowl would be a matchup between NFC's they've called them America's team for quite some time, but this team took over them. And this is what I want to see. The Denver Broncos versus the Dallas Cowboys. That would be one of the if if Tony Romo didn't get so damn rattled on his game. It was Monday night, right? That he reverts back to the old Tony Romo because he made mistakes right after that, and it's his back, and that's not good. If it was right now, I would love to see that. Realistically, I don't see Dallas Cowboys making it. Possibly, I see San Francisco or even Detroit, but Detroit's kind of pushing it there. I don't know about their defense. I split between these: Arizona/Detroit versus the Denver Broncos. And if Dallas stays healthy, I would go 100% with Dallas, but I'm going to go with what they always say: the Dallas Cowboys is an accident waiting to happen, and I think that accident happened on Monday night. So we'll see what happens to see if Tony Romo reverts back. Let's get back to wrestling because I got a long day. I got to finish up a lot of things here. And let's get back to the WWE Hell in a Cell pay-per-view. What a pay-per-view that was. From start to finish, I felt that it was incredibly well done. And that's a lot to say from somebody that critiques the sport of wrestling. So I don't even know what to pick and choose, but Randy Orton versus John Cena.
Easily the best match they've had between each other in years.
I'm sorry?
I said John Cena and Randy Orton. I said easily the best match the two of them have had together in years.
It was, and this is where we tie in the start of the show to the end of the show here because we talked about John Cena, and I told everybody we're going to get back to it. What a match. I didn't want to see it, but I caught myself watching it, and I couldn't turn away. And that's a lot to say. This was match 1,956 between both men. Not really, but it was it was a tiebreaker of tiebreakers there for a pay-per-view. I think they did it well where they were in the middle of the card. They put on a great match. They put on so much of a great match that, John, I believe I told you guys, I'm like, well, I could imagine John Cena, Randy Orton backstage before their music hits, looking at each other and say, you know what, screw Dean Ambrose and screw Seth Rollins. Let's show this crowd what a hell in a Cell match should look like.
Show these punk kids what a real main event looks like.
Yeah, I felt that's what went on, and I could see that happen, you know, and I'm sitting there like, damn, this match is great. How are they going to top this off? And holy shit, I'm sorry. This is
I already have an explicit label. I already have an explicit label on the show, so we're.
That's right. It's overtime. Anything could go on. Anything could happen. The viewer discretion or audio discretion.
Listener discretion is advised.
Yeah, so Seth Rollins and Dean Ambrose probably heard them and said, we got something for your ass. We're going to top you guys. I'm telling you right now, Randy or John Cena, what a damn match. Okay, it was great back and forth. I was on my heels. I was like, what's going to happen next? Oh, crap, what's going to happen next? Awesome match. They put on a great show, even though it was Randy Orton versus John Cena. It was great. I am so upset that John Cena won that match. The dynamic that would have been created if... It's just one of those things. I'm trying to look at it as, all right, I haven't seen Monday Night Raw, so this is my reaction, okay? I'm watching Hell in a Cell live. I'm looking at it, I'm like, this was a hell of a match. As I'm watching Monday Night Hell in a Cell, I'm like, all right, I want Randy Orton to win because I want to see the dynamic of Seth Rollins being in the Authority as Mr. Money in the Bank winner, and I wanted to see the struggle or the back and forth with him and Randy Orton being the number one contender. And I felt they were going to have a match at Survivor Series after all the tension was building, because we obviously know that Brock Lesnar, if you haven't read our websites, he's not going to be at Survivor Series this year. So I'm seeing this and I'm like, shoot, we're going to see Brock Lesnar and John Cena again, and there's no way in hell John Cena, the God, he's going to come out and win against Brock Lesnar. There's no way in hell Mr. McMahon and WWE management is going to allow John Cena to lose 3 times in a row against Brock Lesnar.
Not going to happen.
It's not going to happen. Do you agree?
Not going to happen.
So we know what's going to happen. We know that there's no way Brock Lesnar is winning. And if he does, I'm giving Vince McMahon a clap. If he does end up defeating John Cena, I just don't see it. And that's why it pissed me off. And got me angry, because now we're going to see the same crap over and over. Eventually, Paul Heyman's going to come back after Survivor Series, after the Authority versus John Cena happens, Team Cena versus Team Authority. He'll come back the next Monday night, and they're going to build to their match whenever the hell it might be. I'm frustrated about that point. And I was excited about seeing that slow transition of Randy Orton turning face. But that being said, John, they rectified the situation a little bit on Monday Night Raw when we saw Randy Orton, and not Randy Orton. I'm going to say this: you know how critical I've been of this man. We see the rebirth of Randy Orton.
Yep.
What a damn promo! What's your thoughts on that? On Monday Night Raw when he came out,
that was easily the best promo he's done in a long time, and that was just a fantastic promo. That was the most I was enjoying Randy Orton, and he kind of went behind the curtain a little bit, kind of was shooting a little bit about himself, and
but going back to anger management for real this time, like he was supposed to in 2006. Like it was awesome. His delivery, best I've ever seen. And that's saying a lot, because I've been critical of this man. If you've ever heard Main Event Madness Radio, if you ever heard FOW back in the day, if you ever heard Wrestling 365, I've disliked this man to a T. But his delivery and that what they created on Monday Night Raw between, I think it was just Randy Orton. Randy Orton was awesome, and then out of nowhere, it looked like he was going to calm down, and Triple H chained the Viper. But the Viper says screw it, and he struck. The way that he looked tamed and he struck out of nowhere just fed to his gimmick of being the Viper. I thought it was awesome. It doesn't change the fact that Brock Lesnar versus Cena 3 is still happening. That's the only part that I hate. They can't rectify that.
Technically 4.
Well, I'm saying when this all started, right?
Okay.
When after Brock Lesnar became champion. I'm talking recent. I know everybody gets on my case, but to me, this is part 3 in this era right now of what's going on right now.
Gotcha.
And I'm saying, you want to know what era I'm talking about? I'm talking about post-Undertaker era streak. That it means, I think it's a different monster what's going on. But yeah, I thought they rectified at least the Randy Orton part for sure.
Actually, if you'd like, I do have a sound clip queued up.
Go ahead.
Down failure!
Full prediction by Seth Rollins, who later tonight faces John Cena here live on Monday Night Raw. Remember, Randy Orton.
I'm sorry to break up this little love fest. I really am sorry, but pardon me, what did you say? You're the self-proclaimed future of the WWE? What are you, the standard bearer of the WWE? You really think that's what you are? The hell with that. You know what? I got a little question for you. Why have I already heard twice tonight that John Cena beat Randy Orton in Hell in a Cell? Why did I hear that Randy Orton lost to John Cena in Hell in a Cell? You know what? Think about it for 1 second. Maybe I lost last night because last Monday night on Raw, you took it upon yourself to curb stomp me. Now, you got one hell of a finish, kid. I'm still seeing stars. As a matter of fact, I feel like checking myself back in to anger management like I did in 06. For real, but I'm not. You know why? Because I'm here. I made a promise to myself. I made a promise to myself that if the Authority didn't handle it, if the Authority didn't deal with you, that I was going to deal with you. That I would eventually be with you, and that's when. To me, you to me, it's dead. I'll talk He's dead. Listen to me. Calm down. We're not doing this tonight. Relax. Hey, look at me. Calm. Shut up. Calm down. Relax. Okay? Hey, this is you and me. But we're not going to do this. You're going to take the night off. Get on your bus. All right? When the time is right, we will deal with this. But this is not the night. Emotions are too high. Hell in the cell is over with.
Sorry, I didn't mean for the clip to go that long, but that pop, though. I was trying to get to trying to find it where Orton RKO'd, and I didn't realize it was that long in between when Triple H split him up and when he RKO'd him. But
that's fine. I mean, it was
awesome promo by Orton.
It was an awesome promo. Then moving on, real quickly here, guys. What a main event it was. Seth Rollins, Dean Ambrose starting from the top of the cage. We've never seen that. They fell. They killed themselves practically. Dean Ambrose almost miscued the spot. You saw him set up his body.
I was just going to say, the only thing that I didn't like about that was you could clearly see Dean Ambrose jump.
Yeah, he not only the fact that he jumped, that he paused, cued his body, and then he jumped. But you know what? He protected himself, and he did it the right way. It was still impactful. Whoever jumps from Seth Rollins had a better fall than him. Seth Rollins looked like he was in a better position the whole time. Dean Ambrose couldn't get comfortable because he was trying to move away, and the tables were too separated from each other. So it was not a good setup for Dean Ambrose. Seth Rollins looked comfortable. The fact that Joey Mercury was there and Noble, I mean, they're resurrecting their careers in a different way, kind of like it was back in the day with Gerald Briscoe and what's his other guy's name right now?
Pat Patterson?
Pat Patterson, thank you, with Vince McMahon. And they're coming out, and I love it. I'm eating that up. Match was impeccable. Everybody's talking smack about the end of that match, which is ridiculous because I thought it was great. And it's just a back and forth with both guys. And Dean Ambrose came in and tossed all the chairs in and the fight, and they were killing each other. We didn't see blood, which I hate in these matches. I know this is me being overcritical, but it's a hell in a cell. I mean, we need a cut or something. Well, it always drives me nuts that they're killing each other with these weapons and nothing happens. It was an awesome end to an awesome pay-per-view and an awesome. Everyone was mad that Dean Ambrose lost, but I saw it different. The hologram in the middle of the ring, those lights going off. I was like, what the hell is going on? The smoke coming out of that ring. Bray Wyatt coming through the smoke and attacking Dean Ambrose. What an ending to a pay-per-view.
And just the hologram, man. And the whole visual of Bray Wyatt with just that one light and everything else. That was awesome. Awesome moment. And, we talked about it last week. We talked about it before the pay-per-view. We were lucky if we would get Dean Ambrose or Seth Rollins coming out of the pay-per-view looking strong. And then, once the match started, we're like, all right, we got Dean Ambrose and Seth Rollins coming out of this looking good. And now we're here 3 days later, and we had Dean Ambrose, Seth Rollins, and Bray Wyatt coming out, all looking like major stars coming out of the pay-per-view.
Yeah, I mean, it was awesome. Very awesome, and I can't wait to see what's happening with Luke Harper and Eric Rowan. I mean, that's going to be huge, too.
Yeah, you can clearly see that they're not with Bray Wyatt anymore. They got the new little video effects and the little cut-ins and stuff. Don't have any of the Wyatts in them anymore.
It's sad, but you know what? It is what it is, right? We'll see what happens with them. And I did not like the interaction between Bray Wyatt and Dean Ambrose on Monday Night Raw. I think it fell a little bit flat. To be quite honest with you, something was off. I don't know what it was. I was more excited, but after I read what's going down,
I think what it was we were expecting something more.
Yeah, and you know what? That's fine. We'll see it little by little. That's fine. I think it's going to be great. And I agree with you. Maybe it was that we were expecting something more after what we saw the night before with that damn hologram. I thought we were good. we've already seen so many video vignettes of Bray Wyatt, you know. So it's one of those things that we thought we were going to see more, you know, than just him on the damn screen again.
Yeah, I'm just. I want to see more of this feud, but at the same time, it's like I don't want it to go by too quickly because I have a feeling this is going to be one of those feuds you're going to want to just sit back and enjoy the ride for.
And that's what I hope. I hope they have 3-4 matches at pay-per-views. Mm-hmm. They better not give this shit for free. I'm sorry for cursing there, guys. I hope they don't give it for free on TV. I mean, I don't care. I'll still enjoy it, but I think it should be pay-per-view matches. And it's kind of cool because they're doing like a little subsidiary feud with Dean Ambrose at this time with Cesaro, as they're going to be facing each other again at SmackDown. So maybe they are going to be holding it off a bit, you know?
Hopefully. You know, maybe they do a match of Survivor Series and not again to the Rumble or something. I don't know.
That's all right. Well, guys, on that note, I mean, we've gone a little bit way over past my time. I think we had a great show. I hope you guys like the new microphone. I know John's going to play our closing commercials now. And we'll be back next week live better than ever. Audio issues we had before. It happens sometimes. We apologize. Thank you for the support. And that's it. I think that wraps up our show. Unless you got anything else you want to say.
Nope. We just got a slew of commercials. Next week we're back with Mr. Ezekiel Jackson. He'll be on. We'll have our exclusive interview with him next week here on Main Event Madness. Next week may get tricky, depending on what goes on. As we've mentioned on here before, my father has pancreatic cancer, so Al. There's a possibility Al may have to do some shows solo. I hope that's not the case, but he's got some surgery coming up, so. Obviously, family comes first, and we'll do our best. We might have some strange time slots here, folks. Or dare I say it, pre-recorded shows. Oh, the humanity. But, all right, guys, that's going to do it here. Thanks for listening to Main Event Madness this week. Do we have anything else? Follow at John MEM Radio. Follow at Al Me Madness.
Nice.
While Al's doing dishes.
Yeah, I'm trying to do dishes at the same time.
Such is life, folks. On that note, we are out of here. Have a good rest of your week. Have a good weekend. God willing, we'll see you back here next Wednesday. Main Event Madness. Our wrestling, your sports, simply madness. Follow the movement. MainEventMadness.com. Bye-bye. Hey, you. Yeah, you. Looking for quality wrestling news with an international flair? Looking for results and news from around the world? Look no further than Wrestling-News.net. Wayne Daly and his crew have you covered from top to bottom, from WWE to TNA to the top independent companies from around the world. Check them out, Wrestling-News.net. Looking for more than your average wrestling website? Looking for the fastest growing wrestling news site on the internet today? With quality news, results, and more. Wrestling News Report has everything you'd want in a wrestling website. Al Merriman has you covered with the latest and biggest stories of the day from all around the world of pro wrestling. Check them out today, WrestlingNewsReport.com. From the associate producer of The Wrestler, Evan Ginsberg, comes Evan Ginsberg's Legends TV, co-hosted by Steve Ludwig, featuring legends in sports, pro wrestling, and the arts. Lanny the Genius Poffo, Nicole Bass, Oscar from Men on a Mission, and million-selling music hitmakers like Martha Wash of the Weather Girls and Carol Douglas of Doctor's Orders fame appear regularly, as well as the greatest live indie musicians performing live in studio. Saturdays, 11 a.m. at LegendsTVNYC.com and MadhouseTV.com, archived 24/7. You missed the birth of your mother and father, don't you dare miss Evan Ginsberg's Legends TV.
Stopping. It's when you go harder than somebody, man. This right here is domination.
That's right, domination. Coming to Main Event Madness next week is former WWE superstar Ezekiel Jackson, or as he's known in Lucha Underground, Big Rick. Don't miss an exclusive interview with Big Rick next week, right here on Main Event Madness.
So you're cruising around the internet looking for some entertainment. What if I told you there's a hard-hitting, fresh, and opinionated podcast out there covering everything from WWE and TNA to the NFL, the NBA, and MLB? Well, that's reality. Main Event Madness is here. Don't miss us every week on MainEventMadness.com as well as on TuneIn Radio and Stitcher.com. Main Event Madness, our wrestling, your sports, simply madness. Thank you so much for joining us. Miss a part or all of today's show? No problem. Head over to MainEventMadness.com where you'll find today's show as well as every show in our history. So once again, for all of us here at Main Event Madness, I'm John Curry. Have a great rest of your day, and we'll see you back here next time. Have a good one, everybody. So long.
This is 10% luck, 20% skill, 15%